Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. And it is the last market report for the month of September. And we're kind of glad of that because we've talked about how hard it is to sell cattle in September. And the runs are still big. There's a lot of cattle moving everywhere, and prices are just kind of barely holding on by a thread, it feels like, because of the volume is so high. But we're through September, and the weather change has been really nice. The mornings are great, and less humidity. And anyway, we're getting into the last quarter of the year, and we hope that things will turn around and improve as cattle numbers fall off. There's less inventory in the feedlots, and packers hopefully will be needing cattle, and beef demand is certainly as high as it's ever been, and it will continue to be high, and we hope that the box beef prices will come down and fall off so that the retail prices in the grocery store are affordable. I mean, I went the other day to the store and just looking in the meat department, and I saw ribeyes and strip steaks there for $15 a pound, $16 a pound, and I'm thinking, my gosh, that's a lot for, and there were two steaks in a pack. And then I look over in the chicken, and I looked there and I saw some, I think it was chicken thighs for $1.20 a pound. I mean, that's crazy. So, you know, people are on a budget, and they're going to shop and spend their money, and they're going to eat protein, but, you know, they're going to make their dollar stretch it out as far as they can. So these retail prices are extremely high, and I know the packers are selling it for that because they can. Demand is good, and you know, people that can afford it are certainly going to buy it. But none of this is going back down to the producers. None of these prices, that these extreme levels of beef prices, are ending up in the pockets of the people that produce it. And so there's a big lag there between the end result and the guy that's growing the beef. Anyway, that story seems to be here forever. I don't know. There's a lot of people trying to figure out what to do with these legislative bills that are out there, trying to introduce the 50-14 rule, the 30-14 rule, the transparency in labeling rule. All these things are being looked at to see if we can get some of the packer money to trickle back down to the producers. But anyway, it's right now the packers still got the leverage. We're hoping that'll switch around in quarter 4 and quarter 1 of 22. Anyway, we're showing signs of pressure on prices here due to volume. This time of year, as always, it seems like fall is the lowest time of the year to sell cattle. Slaughter prices were off a little bit more. I mean, over the last 2 weeks, you've seen cows go from the low to mid 60s down to the low to mid 50s. We were selling cows there a month ago for close to 80 cents, and now the high price is in the 60s there somewhere. So that's hamburger meat mostly, and it's taken a hit. The calf prices are also under pressure due to huge supplies of calves. The weather change, we've talked about this before. The fall is coming, and there's these drastic weather changes out where these calves are going. It may be 70 degrees or 80 degrees during the day, and then it'll be in the 30s and 40s at night. And these calves coming off their mamas, it's tough on them, and the death loss is big on these calves if they're not weaned and had their shots and vaccinated. It's a good reason to get on the Okevac program that we have here at Okeechobee. Okevac program is where producers give their vaccination shots to their calves, and they get a tag and put in their ear that shows that they've had their vaccinations. As an Okevac tag, and the tag is getting known so that when we see these tags, the buyers are aware that these calves have had their shots, and it's going to add a little bit of value to those calves because their chances are they're going to be healthy. When the calves that haven't had their shots, they're going to have some more problems with them or have to spend more money on vaccination costs and all. But the heavier calves are still selling pretty good, and the good quality #1 front end calves from 500 pounds to 600 and 700 pounds are still selling really good. We talked about last week some calves bringing, the 7-weight calves bringing up there around $900 to $1,000, and we had some more calves this week that were in the upper 6 weights and lower 7 weights that were bringing 125 to 130. So that's still pretty good on there. But on the lower end calves, the 200 to 300 and 400 pound calves are all off $4 to $8. Not much demand for those lightweight calves. They're looking for heavier calves to turn out on grass, on winter grass, and so the demand is for those heavier cattle. We think that, as I said, after we get past September and get into October and November, that runs will start slowing down and demand should start picking up, hopefully. And on the price report, the high prices for the week, Blue Magnolia, ranch name, Jamie Connett from Braxton, Georgia, but he's got cows down here in Florida, topped the market on the calf side with a 345 pound steer calf that brought $1.98. That's a pretty good ticket for that calf, bought by Oak Lake. And on the slaughter cow side, we had 2 consigners, 2 long-time customers here. Mac Farms, that's Joe Stokes up there in Lake Wales, longtime customer and friend of ours, had a cow that weighed 1365 that brought 71 cents. And Williamson Cattle Company, Wes Williamson and his family, Heather and John and all them over there, they do a great job, and that long line of cattle people, some of the first pioneer cattle people down here in Florida, and very instrumental in developing the cattle industry down here in South Florida. And anyway, they had a cow that weighed 1,130 pounds that brought 71 cents. We appreciate their business, and we appreciate your business. See you next week.